You're listening to the Bathtub Refinishing Podcast. Powered by Bathtub Guys Refinishing. We discuss the refinishing industry, interview owners and operators, and give tips to business owners and entrepreneurs. Now, here's your host, Daniel Montalvo.
So, I'm supposed to be here with Patrick, but, you know, he's late from his Disney adventure, I guess.
Whoops. Sorry about that. You didn't start without me, did you?
I did. Now what's this? Yeah, no, that's crazy.
My flight was delayed.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty good. Look, I even got your microphone ready. There you go.
I don't know what happened. I think it was a little cold out. I think they were de-icing the plane, is what they were saying.
That's like the quite the look.
This is not working well for me right now.
It's okay. You could try your best.
Might have been those drinks that I did not have at Epcot.
You could also hold it in your finger like a.
Whoops.
Wait, let's see the merch.
Hey guys. Well, we've got a donut. I got my son some pins. Well, nice easy one. That was nice and easy to get out of the bag. And some pins. Got
There's some serious
donut.
ASMR going on right
Starving,
now.
you know. Yeah, I'll crunch extra loud for you guys. Get myself a little hey, you know. I want to get some videos in after we did the other ones.
I didn't realize.
I was just kidding, you know, that my flight was delayed.
Oh,
I tricked you though.
I didn't realize that you were such a fan of Cox.
Wow. And so it begins.
All right, go ahead and finish, and then after this, I'll cut to the actual starter. And I don't think mid donut talking serious shit. You can finish it, but there's literally no rush. I don't care.
Oh, it's just silly. Ooh, the best donut though.
Joffrey's is good.
The best thing, yeah, you really shouldn't cut it. I think people will be interested in some of the fun.
No, I'm gonna the whole front half, the skip part, I'm keeping.
Oh, definitely.
It's just like while we're talking, I prefer the not donut.
Yeah, definitely not donuts.
You
but
can keep the hey on. I think it's cool.
you can say that I'm done with the donut part.
Yeah.
I'll save that for later, but we can jump back on and discuss the donut for a minute.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's all recording. I'm cutting this up, so go ahead. Give your review.
I mean, so now that I'm done with my donut and we're back, the thing is, they only had glazed twists. Oh. But the best donut at Joffrey is the cronut. You need like an apple fritter cronut. It's the greatest thing. It's probably top 3 greatest things you can eat in the entire world.
I've only had their big Simpsons looking donut, which is also, I mean, really good, and for the price especially.
Yeah, the kids love those.
And their coffee is also, I prefer it to their Starbucks.
A nice caramel latte.
Starbucks burns their coffee sometimes.
Yeah, it takes a long time to get. Especially at Disney, it takes a long time to get to get a coffee from them.
Yeah,
but Joffrey, readily accessible. And the only place you don't want to get Joffrey is Magic Kingdom unless you drive there. You want to get it before you leave the transportation center.
Yes, exactly.
If you try to get it in Tomorrowland, you might as well just kill yourself. It would be less painful than standing in that goddamn line.
Although I will argue that if you want a hot dog, skip Casey's Corner and just go to the freaking place under Astro Orbiter. The line is always a quarter of the time, and Casey's Corner is cool.
Lunching pad, I believe it is.
What a play on words!
Good spot.
Yeah. It's just easier. Casey's Corner gets so full.
Even if you order mobile order from Casey's Corner, it takes forever.
Yeah.
You know where we get hot dogs at it's probably closed now, but or soon. The Tyrannosaurus Rex or
Yeah.
Restaurantosaurus. That's it. Animal Kingdom.
You know what your kids missed out on? The McDonald's in the parks era. That was good stuff. They used to have my sister. Her first job at Disney was at the fry carts on in Frontierland. She used to work there, and then I think she worked at Tower of Terror, and then she went to Typhoon Lagoon. She was there once. There was a Hannah Montana concert.
Interesting.
It was like the Disney Channel days, and she had to. They emptied out the wave pool.
Yep.
And they put the stage in the pool, and they filled it with water again. Yeah.
Huh.
This girl performed in the water.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Pretty cool to be Miley, yo.
Yeah. Well, I mean, nowadays she's doing a Hannah Montana anniversary thing.
Huh.
Like a 20-year fuck. It's been that long.
Will she be Hannah Montana by then?
Well, she's
She's famous enough. She doesn't have to do like third-rate sitcoms.
Yeah, you're right. At least she did. She's one of the few child stars that didn't really crash out that bad. I mean, she had her like
Shudder moments.
but not anything. Look, I mean, nothing compared to like Amanda Bynes. Kind of those things were a little more sad.
She didn't turn herself into like a 65-pound stick figure like Ariana Grande.
Yeah. I feel bad for that girl. I feel like a lot of that stuff is just Hollywood pressure. But
she's getting back to normal now.
Yeah.
But
that being said,
anyways,
back to what really matters.
Seriously though, do you want the Bathtub Guys podcast to be about Disney, about
bathtubs,
cars, guys in bathtubs? There's probably
cocks on your
a couple
shoulder.
people we know that like it that'd be interested in that.
To be fair, look, like, I mean, this is going to be the most change of pace first 5 minutes of a podcast anyone's ever witnessed. I'd be like,
more people should watch it.
Here I come for business advice, and then it's like, the fuck is going on here? So, but we're back on the podcast, guys.
It fits my bill of everything is about community, growth. Come and tell your silly stories.
True.
Come and tell us about your cronut.
Your cronut. And
your cronut that you bought with. I took a picture. I took a picture from the China Pavilion with my drinks on the trash can, overlooking like in the background was the dolphin where we were earlier, and I was like, oh, and a special shout out to the dolphin for paying for these drinks.
By the way, guys, Patrick worked today.
Right?
He did a tub.
I rolled a tub. I completed a tub at Disney World. I said that I was going to do that a little over 20 years ago. I said, I'm going to work doing tubs at Disney World.
Look at that. Look how it played out.
Yeah.
And you never knew. And like, we've had conversations like this, but isn't it weird how the world gives you what you want in a different packaged way?
Right.
But it still happens sometimes.
I mean, we were there watching. Like, I've watched it be done. I've been a part of the business, so I've already said, like, you know, I've done it, but I've done it by association. Yeah. And today I physically did it. I took a video of that. Pretty proud of that, guys. Like, this was pretty, like, you know, that's a bucket list check off. Do a project for Disney, and then of course, like, physically do it, and to have the tech that was there watch and say, wow, like,
looks good.
Like, he was excited about how well it came out, and he was like, wow, you did that like super fast. As you know, as a manufacturer, I'm not out there servicing tubs. I'm not running a service business. That's Bathtub Guys, and I partner with Daniel specifically to do this. Yep. You know, we were talking about it earlier. I was actually talking with my Uber driver here.
Oh, really?
About it all. He's like an interesting. He had an interesting story, but I shared some of the stuff we were talking about last night. Yep. How, you know, as a business owner, something that's special that a mentor of mine told me is, you know, my door's always open to talk to me as just a peer. Like, you can't necessarily relate to everybody that's out there. You can't go and complain about $20,000 checks not being paid, or you know, technicians not showing up. You can't complain about this stuff to people that work for you that are, waiting for their check on Friday. Like, and be like, wow, congratulations on that. It must be nice, but like, you're crying poor mouth to the wrong person.
Yeah.
If you can have somebody you can talk to about things like that, that's, just to have a sounding board to work through your ideas and be able to say like, man, I'm like really upset about this, but you can quickly get over it if you have somebody to talk to about it instead of sit there and stew in it.
Yeah.
We talked about that last night after we met with Alex and Julian.
Yeah.
And it means a lot to have somebody that's on the same level as you, that's trying to help you succeed, that will just listen to you complain for a few minutes. Like, neither one of us were in a complaining mood yesterday, but we were able to just outright say, over the last couple of years, like, we're out here, we're working hard. Our full-time focus is growing our own thing. And, we're in two separate cars, but we're both on the same highway right next to each other. So, we're on the phone constantly. We're hanging around constantly. Everybody else is living their own life. They're wondering, are you coming to the club tonight? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? It's like, no, we're working. And, right now it's 5:15. Like, everybody else clocked out. No one's here. Everything's done for the day for work. But here we are, when you say the must be nices and the,
Well,
it's crazy.
it's that, but also like you also earned that, right? Like I always say this about entrepreneurship in general. It's not that like you work more than me. It's that I put all the hours on the front end so that I can have time later. Like when you were telling me a little bit more about your story, which like I feel like every time we talk, you give a little bit more tidbits of like what it's like or what it was like when you started, especially like you were telling me, I mean, when you guys were doing, $25,000 a day in fucking sales, you were packing the fucking orders yourself.
Yep.
With you said a 2-month-old or a 2-year-old?
2-year-old, yeah.
2-year-old? I mean,
that was the peak of our DIY sales.
Yeah.
Was, 2020, 2021, I guess 2021.
But how many people would do that, right? Look, I mean,
I didn't have to, but
I know, but how many people would even like the way you put your, like you even got in that position to be able to make that money and then be like, I am going to make sure that this gets done. I'm going to be the one to do it. Later, yeah, you went and you hired people and stuff, but how many people would actually do it? I mean, I'd venture to say that people's first instinct making that kind of money is, I'm just going to put someone else to do it and fuck off somewhere. Like, those are the things that I always talk about. Like, for me, and I've told the story a bajillion times, but like, I would put in 12, 13 hours, like, studying Google ads, which is why everyone wants to be my friend now. Mm-hmm. Everyone's like, I just turn on ads in Atlanta and they book 5-6 jobs like a week, and a brand new business has no business doing this well. And they probably wouldn't if they weren't Bathtub Guys too. That does help a lot with it. And that's what we're selling, right? But like, the fact is, I can advertise anywhere and it works. Like, it's just a matter of Google learning how to place my ad. But like, now I'm valuable because I put up all that time in the front end. And that was maybe 2 years of trial and error for 12, 13 hours a day. I had to learn how to use Google Ads. I knew I couldn't rely on a third party company to do it. And that's why it paid off. But that's also why, I mean, we could talk about our day today. What was our day? What did it consist of from the beginning to like, where did the work start and then end?
So today, like literally the work started as soon, like for me personally, I don't know your entire day, but I did not, like my entire day start to finish was work. My entire trip has been work. There's little like hour breaks of fun, sort of, but my day started when I woke up and I started checking our sales reports because I'm away. My office manager, like Aaron, shout out to Aaron, like taking care of everything, right? The warehouse guys are writing to me, and they were pumping all by themselves today. Our new warehouse guy, Rick, warehouse manager, he's stepped up and he's making material while I'm away now. Without, this is one of their first runs without my being there to fix it when it goes wrong. I got 0 phone calls about something going wrong, and I asked later, and they said they had a good day. So that went well. Aaron handled everything. But I still have to respond to emails. I still have to check all our sales reports. I have to check and make sure that we have plenty of inventory anywhere. And if any pros or commercial accounts that need to talk to me specifically, I have to do all that. So, that was 5 to 7 a.m. And then I'm looking at some of the videos that we made. I meet up with you and start making videos.
That's where the fun and the work kind of overlap.
Yeah.
But like I said before, and you just said it right there, you front loaded your day with work,
right? So
that you can have a little bit more fun work, and then we went to IHOP.
Yeah, we went to IHOP. That was like, it's the same thing, right? Because we're there talking about work the whole time.
Yeah.
The clock doesn't get punched out for us.
Yeah.
So I mean, if people were employees that were there, they would be getting paid for lunch, because it wouldn't be play on your phone. It would be, I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
We're not playing on our phones while we're doing it. We're saying, so when we get to the Dolphin, what should we do? How should we lay it out? Should we meet up later and do a podcast? Should we make more videos? Should we do more content? Should we invite others to do content? It was that's the discussion at IHOP.
Yep.
And we get to the job site. I just
Voluntold.
push the technician out of the way and say, I want to do it.
Yeah.
And now I had to record that video. Well, I didn't have to. I wanted to. So I recorded that
I assisted.
video, right? You did. Yeah.
Camera.
Well, actually, I didn't record the video. You did.
Well, there you go.
I starred in it.
Yeah.
So who's more important, the star or the director?
Wow. I would argue without the director.
Yeah, you can argue all you want. Yeah, it's okay to be wrong, buddy. Anyways, we finished that, and we're on the way out of the parking lot, and I don't know I assume anybody that follows along knows that Daniel's got a young baby at home.
Yeah.
I've been taking up like full time since I've been here. This is day 3. So, his wife's home, like, working hard with the baby. So I was like, dude, why don't you go home, get a break? I'll stay here. I'll go to Epcot and I'll shoot more videos. My family and I have been really lucky the last 10 years. We work hard, and Disney's our spot. We're Disney adults. That's why we can have those silly conversations at the beginning. These guys are too. Like, so I go there all the time. I wasn't there to go on rides. I wasn't there to hang out. I was there. I went straight to content. I started making videos. I walked around. I did just a silly, I did a couple of silly, I guess.
TikTok trends.
TikTok trends, exactly. So I did a couple of those, which to the credit of TikTok and TikTok trends, they're the most viewed videos that I've had, and they've only been up there for, 2 hours now.
That's TikTok.
Like, yeah, who doesn't want to listen to Catchy Taylor?
Yeah.
But anyways, I did that. I jump in an Uber, the entire Uber ride. I'm checking stats and making sure we don't have any unfulfilled orders, and making sure my team got everything completed. They did and have always, but a second look, make sure that we don't get in trouble with the powers that be at Amazon, which can just ruin your life. So again, did that. Now we're on a podcast. Then we're going to shoot more video and maybe a live later. So this trip has been bell to bell. Like, my family and my wife are like, when I talk to them on a video call or something and take a quick break, they're like, "Oh, you're going to go watch the fireworks? Are you going to do like," I'm like, "No, man, I'm not here for fun. I'm here to try my ass off and try to promote this product and promote this brand. I'm here to work with the people that I enjoy working with, Yep. The last thing I'll say that kind of goes with all of that were 2 of the videos that I shared over the course of the week here. One was a quote that said, if you can't take a day off whenever you want, then whatever you get paid is not enough. And I can take a day off whenever the hell I want to. And yet here I am working my ass off. When I do that, that's how it goes. And what was the other one? The other one was if you look at the clock, if you look at the clock, then it's a job or something like that. It was
I've seen quotes
you're not happy with your life if you're looking at the clock, essentially. And
I mean that's so true.
it was work related, not like, I need to know what time it is. It's, if you're clock watching, then you hate your job, essentially.
Yeah.
You know how many people that I interact with in this space that are professionals that have ever said anything at all to me about time? Zero. Mm-hmm. Since I've become a pro, I have never heard you say, that's late, or that's a long time. I don't know if I can do that. I've never heard you say that. I've never heard Alex say that. I've never heard Julian say that. I've never heard any owner that I know. I know tons of you guys. Like, whether you're a partner with us or not, nobody in the commercial space that I dealt with has ever mentioned, oh, I don't want to talk to you at 9 o'clock. Why don't you call me at 9 tomorrow when my office opens?
Yeah,
like,
no one does
we
that.
know how to separate our own personal time. You've been away from your family, essentially, even though you're still in the same house right now. Since I've been here, you've pretty much been away from your family. You've been here grinding with me, and I'm here grinding with you. We're in the same boat. We're on the same page. We're trying to do these big things. They understand, and they also both know that when friggin' duty calls like this, they're like, yeah, and you know what happens when the light bill comes in, or the heat bill, or it's time to upgrade. They know that's taken care of because you're here right now.
That's and look, that's the bare minimum. But let's talk about the other part of it. When your child needs something, when you just want to go on a trip.
Yeah.
Like, things happen because
do fun things.
Yeah,
I'm going on an actual vacation.
That's what I'm saying.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Literally, I'm going to land from my work trip. I'm going to see the kids and hang around for a couple hours. And then I'm going with my wife on a trip. When I get back, I'll be right back to hard work. The entire time I'm there, guaranteed 0% chance that I don't spend at least 3 to 4 hours a day on my phone talking to Erin at the office, talking to Rick at the office, talking to Danny, working. It's going to be 2 to 4 hours every single day at the most Instagrammable hotel in the world is what it's called. I'm gonna post some cool stuff, but it's still, for me, it's still a work trip.
When we took our
we have supportive people in our network that understand that we get nice things, and we only get these privileges and these nice things because someone here grinds it out and makes it happen, and they get mad sometimes, but
jealous.
They get upset, like, oh, like, must you? And then, we're the ones that are quick to jump on it and just be like, I mean, do you like having lights? Like, the truth is, if we don't have this podcast and we don't talk right now, nothing changes, right? But it's a culmination of everything. You give up today, you give up tomorrow, you give up the next day. Everything trends down because you just don't care anymore.
Yep.
If you don't put your heart and soul in this, like, you sign on and be a licensee and you just say, I don't take calls on Saturday. It's not the right business for you, dude.
I mean,
like,
you can make it work. Just know that you're going to have that much less opportunity. Why can me and Patrick do some of the things we're able to do is because we have leveled up to the point where our work can be handled remotely. And a lot of people misconstrue like that for like not having real work. It's like, no, I oversee everything, but I'm at the point where I can do oversight remotely. Mm-hmm. But like we went on a cruise last year and we bought Wi-Fi, and both Alex and Julian were freaking managing calls from 9 to 5.
I mean, it should be
like on vacation.
For Alex specifically, like, it, like, just a good video to put out would be just like a fast forward clip of like 2 hours of this guy's life. From, let's just say we go to lunch at, I don't, if we could just do 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock till like 3 o'clock,
Yeah.
and just have a camera on him the whole time and fast forward at like whatever speed, he's gonna end up on the phone, and we can be at a really nice restaurant, we can be at a Disney hotel, we can be anywhere, we could be sitting right here in the office. He's gonna all of a sudden hold his hand up like this with his phone. He's gonna hold it up, say, got a call again, and he's gonna walk away. 15 minutes later, he's gonna come back, sit down, and jump right back into the conversation. And then 3 minutes to 7 minutes after that, he's gonna disappear again. The very first time I met that kid, that's exactly, we went to Nona Blue, we're hanging out, and he was at lunch. We were there for 2 hours. I swear I talked to this kid for 15 minutes the entire time. And I'm like, does he have like stomach issues or something? And he's like, no, he's taking work calls, dude. Like, we run a business, man.
Yeah.
I was like, I guess this is the business that I wanted to invest in, because
That many calls. Yeah. And in any given time, you'll see that out of Julian. You'll see it out of him. And when it's commercial season, you'll see it out of me. Like, because when it's a big project, when someone's, look, I'm like you, where it's like, if it's a day to day, but if someone calls you for 10,000 kits, you're going to get,
sure,
like,
I'm gonna be excited. I'm gonna jump on it.
yeah. And then the same thing with, like, if I get a hotel, it's like 500 tubs. I'm like,
Yo,
you want to talk to me, buddy.
I think something that people need to understand and remember is it's not cool and it's not okay to be a prima donna in the space and just walk into it and say, I'm coming in with my 10,000 and I'm not going to be doing anything.
Yeah. That's not what this is about.
Everyone we've talked to has not been in that mindset or anything, but like for the people that like are considering being part of it and stuff, like we're really trying hard to like show what our real culture is and show the real version, not like, whoa, you're gonna make hundreds of thousands of dollars and you're gonna sit on the couch.
Yeah,
that's not how it's gonna work. If you want to just be like a boss and hire a GM, you could probably make like $50,000 or $60,000 doing nothing. It's probably an option if you find the right person that does work really hard and can manage the business completely themselves, and you can just kind of be an absentee owner. It's not somebody that we're gonna approve.
Some people think that some people think that what we're doing is like a get rich quick kind of a like, I'm just gonna park my money here and it's just gonna, and it's like, it could be that if you have deep enough pockets, but for most people, what it's really gonna be is an opportunity and your first experience with real freedom and a very good foundation to keep it growing and then eventually get to that point.
Right.
But it is business. It's business above all else. Like,
with great freedom comes great responsibility.
Exactly.
It's as true as it was the day it was first said.
Yeah, man. You still need to put in the work. I still put in the work. You still put in the work. I mean, people think that just because you can screw off to Mexico for a week or two, that like must be nice, but also who's getting up at 4 a.m. and front loading the beginning of their day with work. But why are you doing it? So that when your kids get home at 3, you can hang out with the family. Yep. You can take those trips, but you're still doing it when I
mean, I'm in Florida right now, where I usually at the end of the day I do a video call with my kids while I'm away and say goodnight and all that. I knew tonight we're gonna be doing lives and we're gonna be out with the guys. So I called a little earlier from outside of Epcot, and they're like, "Why are you outside of Epcot? You're in, like, why aren't you going in?" And I'm like, "Because, man, I'm going back to work. I had like an hour to do some stuff here, and now I'm going back." But like the sacrifice that you still have to make, like, they don't care. They all understand, and they're like happy for me. They're like, "Well, yeah, no, I appreciate what you're doing. Go." But meanwhile, my 10-year-old's texting me literally right now to tell me something that happened at school. But I'm not home for that. I'm here, and like, you have to be able to balance that, but you have to understand that certain things, like without being here for this trip, like it was very enlightening for me to be able to work with the head trainer, Santiago, and to be able to work with a couple of the other just normal technicians and see what they're doing, and to do it myself on one of their real properties. I saw some different things in the pro process that I would have never been able to see. And if I don't know what those are, how can I be a successful manufacturer if I don't even know how to use my own product?
Yeah.
It's, so this was extremely important. I had to make sacrifice. I had to leave. And I'm not very, it's hard for me to be away because I've got to deal with that. But that's why I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. When I'm traveling, that's the time you'd be like, yeah, of course, you'll get a good night's sleep. For you, you're like, yeah, I'll pick you up at you want me to get you 9:30? Like, dude, I'll be up at 5, man. I'm not going to be able to sleep. I could be dead tired. I was so tired yesterday. I woke up at 4 a.m., worked the entire day, bell to bell, nonstop. And I got back to the room. I finally fell asleep earlier. I fell asleep at 9:30 yesterday. And I woke up at 5:30 today, and I was like, yes. Because it wasn't, when I looked at the clock, I was like, you're staying up, so just look at it.
Yeah.
And I looked, and I saw 5:45 or something, and I was like, oh, yes. I thought it was going to be 3 and be even worse. But I knew I'm staying up late tonight. Tomorrow's going to be a tough day. But you know what? It's important because I learned so much by being down here. I'm so thankful to Santiago. I'm so thankful to Danny for being a good business partner, being a good friend. These are important moments, and you've got to make sacrifices. The point is that you have to make sacrifices to be there. I'm missing out on some things at home. I'll be able to be so much more present at home most of the time because I put in this extra work and the times that I am. And when I am away, I do so much. So there's I was trying to roll that into, you need to find good people to work with that aren't going to be annoying on the back end and be like, oh, this guy must be nice, go and do all these trips and do all this stuff. If I ever heard somebody that worked in my office say that, I would just fire them on the spot because.
But isn't it crazy how they can't fathom that the travel is part of work? Yeah, when I go and visit you in New Hampshire, I might take a day to go to Boston, but I'm also in your office for fucking 19 hours. Of the trip, the last time we were there, we get there at middle afternoon, and we're there until you kick us out.
Well, why don't you pace that properly too? You went there with an agenda, first off, and part of that agenda was I'm bringing my wife.
Yeah.
And she really wants to see Salem, the witch shit and stuff.
Yeah.
Right? So that's part of the trip. All right. And there were other technicians, there were other managers that all were a part of this too. Yep. But at the end of the day, two of the days, everyone else went and did stuff. They went and hung out. They went to clubs. They went to bars. I sat with Danny in the office talking until 9 or 10 p.m. The same thing we did here. Excuse me. The very first time I met him. Yeah. We sat there and we talked. We learned. That's how the brainstorm fires, man.
Remember the first time where we went up to New Hampshire? It was 3 days of that, by the way. We were there.
Everyone else leaves and they go hang out and they play. You did do what you said you were going to do. You took a day and a half of, let's call it vacation time.
Yeah.
You went, and that's the time that you stayed until 11 when everybody else went and left at 5.
Yep.
You stayed till 11 so that tomorrow
have some fun.
You already paid your debt, right? So now you get the reward of an entire thing.
Yeah.
For me, when I go to Mexico, same thing. I'm going to be on my phone while my wife's sleeping from like 7 to 9.
You're just front
I'm gonna
loading the hours.
grind it out.
That's it.
I'm gonna do and I'm not gonna take like, well, you get 3 bathroom breaks and you get this and you get that, and no, that's not how it works. I sit there like I'm like friggin' Rain Man staring at this stuff. I'm like, all right, and these are weekdays, so now I'm talking to Erin if something happens or if we've got a planned post and when we're gonna lay stuff out. I'm strategizing with her, and then come 10, 11 o'clock, unless somebody has like an actual problem, that's it. But everyone that works at RBS has been around the block. They all understand what we are and what we're made of, and like no one will question my work ethic, my integrity, or any of that, because that's where I would just draw the line.
You heard my technician say it today when I was like, yeah, I kind of just like let you guys be independent. I'm like never around. He's like, but he's like,
he didn't acknowledge it like an idiot.
He's like, I prefer it that way.
It. Awesome.
Yeah. He's like, I actually prefer that. He's like, you don't micromanage.
What exactly are you gonna do for me when you just come and hang out up my ass?
Yeah.
Like, I follow the instructions. I don't get callbacks. Why do you need to micromanage me and be
like a day like today?
Sniffling over my shoulder.
A day like today is a rarity.
Yep.
Like once a month, I drop in on a tech, just like quick, quicker than that. But like being there while a job is being done, I never do that because I am of the mindset that if I can't trust you when I'm not around, then I just can't trust you.
And that's the culmination of this whole thing. Like, I trust that my team is going to do the right thing. They're going to do great work.
Yep.
I'm still, no matter what, and I say it every single time I go away, I'm like, if you need me, anytime, day or night, if you need something, just tell me.
Yep.
It doesn't matter where I am. My phone will always work. I will always pay for the extra Wi-Fi. I will always have it. I will be on the plane. I will have it. When I'm there, I'll have it. I'll answer your question immediately. I'm not the one that looks at the phone and then just puts it away unless it's something that's not important. But they know that, and they also know what they know their position, and like Erin and Emma, they do great work. Their role is to make sure that things that will be upsetting to me, that are just something that will not benefit us in any way whatsoever, like arguing about a roller or something.
Yeah.
Like, they make sure I've never heard anything like that. And that's their job.
And that's super valuable.
Help customers get their orders. Help run the business. And they pretty much run the whole business. And they are, they're very valued. For me, and the reason I'm talking about this overall is because, we work together on ideas about how to teach you as a licensee how to hire people and how to make sure people don't leave and how they feel happy in their job. Like, for the most part, most people want to stick with me and grow. It's something where it's like, I'm never gonna, there's not gonna be a year that if you did good work and we gain, I'm not going to be like, well, you make too much money to work in that position. There's going to be a permanent life for anybody that wants to stay with me at RBS. And that's the way I want things to go for Bathtub Guys.
Yeah.
Anybody that works for you guys as licensees, like, I want it to feel like when we do our conventions, it's like, oh, this is my right-hand man. Like, I want him to come. I want her to come. I want them to show you stuff. When you bring me to Santiago, he's right there, and I'm like, yeah, I'm the one that makes the paint, and blah blah blah, and he explains some of the specialty stuff he does as the head trainer, and it blew my mind. But his freedom to speak in front of Danny, his freedom to speak to me as just an equal. It's not like, you will do this. It's, hey man, like, I want your advice. How can I help you? It's not, you need to do it this way. It's, how can I help you? My job is to serve you. It's to serve you. It's to serve Erin. It's to serve Emma, Rick, Matt. Like, My whole team. That's what I say. I'm at your disposal. Like, what do you need from me?
Yeah.
You know, that's it.
And it couldn't be
how we
truer because when
build a community, man.
when I call Patrick, and I mean, you mentioned this in the first episode, bro, but like we have like multi-hour discussions. It is really like brainstorming, coming up with a plan, executing. How did it go? What did we learn? Like, and then we throw a couple jokes and shit in there, and we talk a little bit about other stuff. But like it's that type of thing. One of the things I wanted to say though, and then you did mention this, is like why it's so important to, especially when you want to level up, right? Because there's going to be guys who take this opportunity and really try, like, run with it. Like when you free up yourself from the noise so that you can put yourself in the position. It's like, I know this morning we were talking about some Steve Jobs stuff, and that's something that Kevin O'Leary said about Steve Jobs, is that he's very good at turning the noise off. Like, you're doing it and you just do it naturally, where from 5 to 7 or 5 to 8 or 5 to 9, you're front loading your day. But what you're really doing is you're putting in the work before anyone is even working, so that you can hyper focus on it and get it done better. Right. Like that's exactly how it is. But all you're doing is controlling the freaking noise, dude. Right.
It's funny. We were joking around about it earlier. Danny's a Disney purist. If he could marry Michael Eisner, he would divorce his wife and go marry Michael Eisner.
I love Michael Eisner.
He absolutely loves him. He was the old president of Disney. He took them from one level to a complete different one. I've read his books. I've read the current CEO, Bob Iger's books, and he brings in Pixar, he brings in TV. One of the things, though, that when you were saying that struck me is when he tells people his day. Like, I watched his masterclass too. His masterclass
is right. Iger.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Bob Iger's masterclass. He said, "So my day starts at 4 a.m. I wake up. First thing I do is I chug a glass of water, like ice water, to wake myself up. I go straight to the gym, which I assume is in his house. He goes to the gym, does an hour in the gym, and then he works nonstop from 5 to 10. Every meeting that this guy does, everything he does, first thing, does it all, and then he runs a top 50 business in the entire world, and he finishes his day by like lunchtime every day. Yep. But he has time for his entire family, his whole life afterwards, because he does everything. And his mentality is the same as you see all the time. Like, I'm getting rich while you're sleeping. I'm grinding while you're sleeping. That's what makes me better than you, or that's what does this. But what happens in that time is, like, when I do it, I'm working while everyone else in my family is sleeping. And then when they're awake, ready to hang out,
you're ready to hang out.
I have nothing else going on, dude. Let's go hang out.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm not missing things. Yes, you could say, you're burning the candle at both ends and whatever, but like, what happens tomorrow when you get like hit by a bus and life just ends? Like, yep. Do everything you're capable of today, man. Like, I see so many of the videos with like, when you like, I saw one that said, when you're 40, you're going to look back and, like, right now you're 40 and you look back and you're saying, man, I wish I was, 27 again and I could go out and do this and do that. But like, if you're just sitting there whining about that, the video said, imagine yourself now at 90 looking back saying,
I wish I was 40.
Be at 40. Yeah. And you'll be like, oh yeah, I remember when I was 40, I sat on the couch and I was like, yeah, I'm such a lazy asshole just sitting here on the couch crying about what once was. Like, go make something of yourself today. If you're 45 and you want a better life, like this is the same thing. We can still work with anybody, man. Yeah. You're young. I'm 40. I'm young. Like, I'm not based on what the world will hold for us in the next, again, 50 years, like let's just say 40 years from now, when I'm 80, right? That's American life expectancy for the most part, mid 70s, 80s. So you could say I'm in my half-life, or my second act or whatever, but you don't think like medicine is going to be more advanced in 40 years?
Yeah.
We already added 40 years of life expectancy in the last 100 years. And now we have computers that are inventing things for us. You don't think there's going to be an artificial heart replacement in 40 years? You don't think there's going to be anything you want to prolong your life? You're delusional if you don't think there's going to be advancements. And if so, you're preparing for the dark ages essentially. So might as well enjoy it while we have it.
Either way you slice it.
Sorry for yourself.
Whether you're an optimist like you are or a pessimist, either way, the answer is if you want to do something for yourself, do it. Like that's the truth. Like
treat yourself to it, man.
Yeah,
do it.
Yeah, and the worst regret is not trying
it. But
I mean, but the
try
worst
it.
exactly.
I mean,
the
try
worst
is the best advice word.
Trying and failing, all it does is get you closer to the answer. Like I wholeheartedly believe that. I've felt it the most in my life, like the last year. But like honestly, like when you try and you fail, you learn the lesson, and now you know how to go back into the field and do it again. Like, and that's how you progress. You know.
Well, yeah, you said O'Leary too, Kevin O'Leary. Shark Tank also, Mark Cuban, I believe, is the one that said, you didn't fail 99 times. You found 99 ways not to do it and one way to do it. You found 99 ways that didn't work and one way that worked.
Yep.
And honestly, this last year has been a culmination of that, man. But it's been, what about this? What about that? And by spending, I mean, like honestly, I'm sure there's a reasonable way to like track how many hours you've been on the phone with a specific phone number. Like I'm sure you can like find that pretty easily.
You can call your carrier. And
I'm
ask
like
them.
legit gonna do that. I'm gonna look through my last 12 months bills and just like put it into chat or something and be like, hey, how many times did I call this number? Like how many minutes was I on the phone with this number? It's going to be the most like obnoxious thing. It's probably like 5 or 6 days.
Yeah.
I mean, that might even be an understatement. It might be like 3 weeks of like time.
There was a couple weeks where
500 hours
where me and you would talk for 3 or 4 hours at a time.
Yeah. And not to mention the times that we've linked up and been in person, which this is, we've been hanging around since 9. He left for 3 hours. And I mean, it's going to be in total, today is probably a 12-hour day. Yesterday was about a 12-hour day. The day before was around the same. I mean, that's 36 hours. That's a day and a half of your life.
Imagine, I mean, me and you, for not even being like living in the same place, we've probably worked.
That's fascinating.
We've probably worked together more than a lot of people who work together because, again, people who are like, I'm gonna start a business with my friend, like they'll come over like for an hour a week or something. But like even the first time we met, it was like a 9-hour fucking thing. Like where we just hung out. When we went to New Hampshire, like same thing. It was 2 or 3 days of that, and then the last time we went over there, it was a day and a half of that. Every time you've come over here, at least a day out of your trip, you're here doing the thing. Like,
but like it's a credit to you, and it's a credit to. In your case, it's a credit to me. In my case, it's a credit to you. My last family trip, which when I do have the kids, I work when I'm around my family, I work on my phone. I'm not gonna, unless it's like really important, I'm not gonna grab the phone and like walk away if I'm on a family vacation. Not like necessarily anymore, unless it's something really important, which I had a couple of work calls that pulled me away while we were in Disney, but my kids, who had never met Daniel, just hear me talk about him all the time, hear me on the phone with him all the time, hear me in person, see videos with him. My kids are like, you need to call Daniel and get him over here to have dinner with us. I want to meet him. I want to meet him. I want to meet him. I want to meet his wife. I want to meet his baby. I want to meet him. And like the last trip that I was in Disney, I was like, yo, do you want to like, probably awkward, but do you guys want to like come have dinner with us? And they packed up the baby and they came and we all had like a nice dinner.
The food was good. It was really good. That was nice.
It's crazy though that like I know what I'm doing. I'll go while they're sleeping in the resort. I'll say, dude, let's meet and have breakfast at 7. I want to show you this new ceramic, or I just want to see something at the office. And then I'll go back right when they finish getting ready for the day, and then I'll go do my trip. Same thing. I'll get up at 5 and we'll be out the door from the hotel at 10. You know,
but I think
this
that's
time the kids are like begging to. I'm
like you said though.
Why?
That's a testament to good partnership though, because we're collaborating so much that inevitably other people are like catching on, and like people around us, and then they want to get like the same thing. Like so tonight, by the way, my wife's coming. She found a babysitter. She wants to hang out.
Awesome.
And I'm like,
I was hoping that she was gonna come out.
Yeah.
Last night.
Yeah. Well, was it like the rooftop night?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we didn't have a sitter, but today her mom is going to watch the baby. So
you said that earlier. You said that her mom does it something, and I was like, well, I kind of hoping that like maybe she does it now. That would be good.
And
I love Crystal. She's great.
Yeah, and honestly, like we all share a lot of stuff too, like outside of work that we like, but also in a similar way to your wife, where like they like that we're this way. They appreciate our entrepreneurial spirit. Mm-hmm. They have their 2 cents and they have some involvement. Like your wife has gotten more involved in the business. My wife used to be Alex, by the way. She used to be the phone person.
Okay.
So she's experienced. But she's very interested in seeing where our company's going to grow and stuff. Yeah. She's just silent. She's a taker of information. She'll give me her opinion. She's not very out there with it, but she does know what's going on. And you know, and I told you this yesterday. When we were having this,
I was going to say we should talk about that.
Yeah. Well, like there was a lot of shit going on with, you know, and I've talked about it, but like my old business partner who you guys know, and like I was being a little bitch and not doing stuff that I should have done. And my wife, when I told her like this is what's going on and this is like why I don't want to do this and that, she's like, you need to stop being a bitch. Like, she told me the truth. The same thing you told me.
And that's tough. Like it's part of how it goes. All right. Like if you stick around and you're listening to like this much of it, you probably listen to almost the whole thing. Like, you know, we're working hard. We're working together a lot, and we've, you know, through this we've grown to become friends too. Yep. You know, we were talking about stuff like that last night. We were running through some of the old ideas that failed, and when Danny says like, you know, I was in a fucking Moby place like crying about how Bill, you know, he's fallen into a spot where, and this isn't now. This was maybe like
7 months ago.
Maybe.
6 months ago?
Between 6 and like 4 and 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Like that time stretch was, I'm no longer working with this guy, and this guy fucked me and blah blah blah. Like whatever. No matter what, the whole loop is just a feel bad for me, woe is me situation. You can't see that when you're in it though, and you don't realize that like other people that have the same mind state as you and the same spirit and entrepreneurial pride as you, they can see it. And that's one of the things about being able to talk to somebody that's not your boss, that's on the same level,
a peer,
and can listen,
an actual peer,
a true peer, that's going to give you an unbiased opinion. You know, that's something that we provide with our coaching and stuff, and just support each other and other people in the space. Anyways, I was talking to him and I was like, dude, like, can you take like real criticism? He's outspokenly said, I can dish it just as well as I can take it. And I was like, are you sure about that? Because if you're sure about that, this would potentially make a grown man cry. Like, I'm going to say some pretty mean shit, man. You want it or not? And he was like, I told you I can handle it. Bring it on, buddy. And I basically said, dude, you just don't give a fuck. You've given up. It feels like you've given up. And I'm not going to help. Like, I'm not going to stay on board a sinking ship. Like,
Yeah.
I need you to be the you that I met. You're in a tough spot. People get there, and we've grieved for a couple months now, but it's time to say I want this or I don't want this. And you can have, this Orlando by itself is a great business. This location could exist forever and be a perfectly fine location. If any of you guys owned this, you would have a very happy life for your entire family for the rest of your life. This business is great. The reason that we're doing what we're doing is, like, I wouldn't be a partner with this one business or want to invest in it or be part of all your growth. I don't need any of this. None of this is for money. I'm doing this because of day one when we met, and we both said, what would it be like if we had a community around us where we could give people advice and actually help them?
Yeah.
Because we care. Yes, we will make money. You need to. But it's minuscule to the amount of, like, emotional
value
and just mental help that it gives. Like, people say, like, charity is charitable is for the person you're giving it to. No, a real person that makes real donations, both with their time and their money, realizes that it's selfish. It's not a selfless act. Helping people gives you the high. It gives you all this. That's why I do it. That's why you do it. That's why Danny Garcia does it, right? Yeah. So anyways, I told him, if you want this thing to work, it doesn't work without you. I'm not throwing money at a problem and just saying, yeah, let's just buy a manager and convince people to do this. The only way Bathtub Guys leaves Orlando is because he takes it out of Orlando, because he makes videos and says, I want you to work with me. Look at what I want to give you. Look at what I can do. And he took it really personally, and that's when he had to take 12 hours to regroup and collect himself. It's a shock to have somebody that's grown to be a friend be like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
Like, you're fucking out. This is like pulling somebody in on like an intervention. Just like, I thought you were my friend, man. And then that's why you mentioned your wife. Like, he went home and was like, believe this fucking guy? Like, what do you think? Like, this is what he told me. You believe this? And she was like, I think you're a fucking bitch, dude.
Well, it was more like, to be fair, it was more like, Patrick told me this and I feel like he's right. What do you think? Because when we had the conversation, I told you, you're right. Like, again,
I don't get paid to be here. I'm here.
You have no reason to lie to me, number one. And number two, I just felt bad about myself.
Yeah.
Because of the combination.
You realize a real entrepreneur will realize that, I'm in the feel sorry for me trap.
That's what it was.
I'm being lazy. And your choice, if you're a true, I was rating it like with basketball players yesterday, but if you're a LeBron, if you're a Kobe, if you're a Jordan, that's when you are able to identify that. Whether somebody has to tell you it or not, you can be like, he's right, or I'm messing up. Like, you can figure it out for yourself. But if you're a B level, you're a supporting cast guy, it's a great, we all need them, and they are extremely valuable in that space. Yeah. That guy, you know what he's going to say? He's going to be like, well, this guy fucked me, and my wife's about to have a baby and I have to pay my mortgage bill and this company's not paying their, like, it's just an endless game of blame. That's not what you did. You instantly were like, you're probably right, man.
Those were the situations, and then it turned into all that shit happened. It was all happening at the same time, and I let it consume me. And I started avoiding the work.
Yep.
And there's a great Alex Hormozy quote out there that says, "What you avoid controls you." And 100% is true. The next day, I just turned.
This is one, like, if I scroll back to my next text message, I was like, take a week and figure out what you want to do with yourself, dude. Like, if you want this, I'm here. I'll fly down tomorrow. I'll be here with you, but I'm not gonna do it by myself. I'm just gonna say, you want to run one location or do you want to build an empire? And literally, I was like, take a week, think it through like a normal person. I wouldn't take a week. I'd call him back in 15 minutes and be like, well, I'm here doing this. And honestly, you probably texted me and said something like that, but
then the next morning, I did pretty much the things that I should have done the last 3 months in like a night. I went into one of those autistic fixes where
crackhead mode.
Yeah, it was just, I worked until 4 a.m. And then in the morning I was like, so I did this and that and this and that. And I talked to these people. And then like I was working at it really hard. And this is where we were talking about yesterday. I think it's cool to share this because it's like peeling the curtain back a little bit.
I think stuff like this is, if you listen this far, right, you're probably a licensee or somebody that's close to the thing. Like close to pulling the trigger, or or you want to be a technician or a trainer, or you want something to do with us.
Yeah.
There's honestly, there's no reason to listen to this unless you're in our space.
Yeah.
But if you're listening this far, you probably listen to all this. To me,
this is
what makes you want to work with us and
exactly.
be the community, man.
Yeah. I mean, look, it went from I'll get back to where we just were in a second, but it was like the high of this idea and what we believed in, the reality of the struggles, and then the noise. I let the noise capture me. And then I snapped out of it and I came back and I was like, I'm going to do the work. Now, during the span, I'm doing the work, but keep in mind, I also took a mental 3 fucking month fucking crybaby session.
Yep.
So
you had a little therapy.
Yeah. So I lost time, and in that time, we both were like, well, now I'm getting things done, but maybe it's too little too late. Maybe it's not working quite how we like. And we had some people, but we kept having conversations about Julian in particular. Mm-hmm. It's like, what is Julian doing that's working? He has capital. He does not want to work a regular job, and he sees the opportunity, what it is. He sees what it is and the inherent value, right? So we're doing our thing, trying to capture more guys like that. And then, I mean, the Atlanta thing happens. And I got to give shout out to Ruben because he gave me those guys' information. He's like, these guys would be good fits, I think, for what you're doing.
Right.
So I get the Atlanta guys over and I'm like, this is how much it's going to cost. This is what we're going to do. Having already had, we already had other locations in places, but like, literally copy and pasting the Julian method, right? Of like, you will own it. It is yours. You use the brand and I will provide you like the systems and processes to win.
Yep.
And that same day that I told him that, Patrick was pretty much about to just be like, why don't we just like fucking sell directly to property managers and you just work here and like, we just build it that way. And I was like, well, wait. Someone just signed on the dotted line and is coming for training like next week.
Right.
And he's like, really? So he's like, let's see how that plays out, but think about my offer. While I'm training here, an inquiry here, an inquiry there, a couple more trainings booked. Someone reaches out to you who you used to cross paths with and is like, hey, I'm looking for a new opportunity. Mm-hmm. And then I'm booking trainings. I get a guy here in Massachusetts recently. I'm reconnecting with some people who had reached out before and now they're ready to commit. I'm having people who watch the podcast reach out.
to be like, it's not by coincidence. What happened was we talked about it, and it was like, we've tried 6 different options to grow Bathtub Guys, and the work is there. We can get it. I have no interest in owning your company. I have no interest in owning Bathtub Guys anywhere. Yeah. I want to partner with you. I want to help you. I want to do this. Danny has no interest in opening a new location in anywhere. Like,
managing it myself.
How are you gonna follow state laws and manage people in person and be the guy? Yeah. If you're not, you're just never gonna be that guy. Yeah. And it was like, all right, well, like, and I said it. I was like, how can we? I said the options are find a way to get Julian to do it full time, or find a way to copy his model to help it grow. Or it might be best to, grow just naturally without running any ads or out trying anything. Help people the best you can, and why don't you spend most of your time working with me and some of our other commercial groups. Yeah. And that was, we segue into that. I'm offering and starting to lay the groundwork to ask and make a true offer, because again, after we had the discussion about getting over the grief, I see that this is
work.
This is a guy that I can very clearly see is grinding and the actual Bathtub Guys location, so much changed from September to now that is every single thing that changed is the entire program that we provide right now. There was nothing that was here in January that matters that didn't get created from October on. Everything from then was an absolute flip, because
what's so funny?
The day you woke up was the day that every single thing that happens right now happened. That day.
It's so funny that you say that, because it's so fucking true.
It's silly, but literally, what happened that day? Tons of more customers.
I wrote this shit.
Programs,
handbooks. We're talking about the program and how it should look. And
training labs.
Patrick's like, well, you run the fucking business, write it. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. At 4 a.m. in the morning, I finished the first draft.
Why is ChatGPT doing this? Why is an intern doing this? It's you have to. Nobody wants to do business with an intern. They want you. We get it all the time. You're at the same level in a different spot, and you post a lot on both of our pages, because I wanna get more of stuff like this.
Cross promotion, yeah.
And I wasn't ready to step out and start making a bunch more content myself at the moment. So you started doing it, and then people start writing, "Where's the other guy?" They're all associated with me on my channel.
Yeah.
So anyways, the day before, like I said, I'm laying the groundwork for, I respect that you have been absolutely kicking ass. You guys, in the last 4 months, with all the changes, the new software, the training program aside, because that's what we're able to fully, we had 9 locations. And it's great. Julian crushes it with a lot of them. You guys crush it with a lot of them.
But it was the standardization.
But it was the 9. The 9 have been there since the beginning of the year, and they do well, and everyone's fine. And we look at it like, how can we hand somebody something? We went down that. We went down, how do we get it remote employees? How do we find a manager? How do we partner with somebody that can run them in places? And none of the ideas worked, because this business is tailor-made, and it's tailor-made to specific people. So it was what's the biggest hurdle in this space is getting in and keeping help. So we laid down the rules in how you do it to get the help. We have the best, easiest way to train. You'll get employees right away. You can train somebody in a week or two, right? So we learn that. We get that all together. And now it's, all right, well, at other businesses, what's the biggest problem they have? Is that they train guys, and if they have an entrepreneurial spirit, they leave.
Yeah, we talked about that.
That
on the
was
first
the
podcast.
key. The day we hit that, dude, the day we hit that note of we're marketing to the wrong people, the guy that's going to quit his job after he learned because he's an entrepreneur, he doesn't want the job that we're offering him. He doesn't want, well, if they book my jobs, they can give them to somebody else.
Yep.
I am going to make less. And the whole point of quitting my job and leaving the security
So
that
you
I
don't have a boss.
is so I don't have a boss and I make more money.
Yep.
That's the whole reason you're doing this.
It's opportunity.
You want to provide for your family. You want to be part of all this stuff. You want, like, I want to be part of a network. He wants to be part of a network. There's nobody that's like, just because you're going into business for yourself, it doesn't mean that you don't want to help. I'm not his boss. I'm not a decision-making partner in anything that has to do with Bathtub Guys. But you know what? When I, as a friend, as a partner in business, like I don't make the decisions here, but I can give him tough advice. He can ask Danny Garcia for tough advice. All of this stuff was like, I trust what people that are at my level and in my space do. And when you took that and you ran with it, I'm like, well, even if this doesn't work out, like my mind's blown because I don't understand how they don't want this. And that was when I'm laying the groundwork to say, well, I believe that you'll be able to crush it in any space. What about a very high salary and you just help us grow commercial sales internally.
Even when you said to me that when Atlanta came across my table and I was like, hey, look, I'm gonna do it with these guys. I think that it's promising. It's a really good market.
Yeah.
You were like, is it even worth wasting the time? I'm like, well, here's another little note. Like, I'm getting some interest. I'm gonna talk to them.
That's
I'm
not
gonna
even it
follow
though.
up, like,
That wasn't what did it, dude. What happened was you told me about Atlanta, and I'm like, yeah, but like, you know, we've had places that have said they do it, and you're like, this is different because I didn't just give them it.
I made them pay for it.
I said, this is you need savings to be able to pay for your ads, and you need $5,000 startup so that it pays for your training, it pays for your initial supplies, it pays for the trainer to train you and all your startup materials. You're ready to go, and then you need some money in the bank. And the people in Atlanta, like, they're amazing. They were the ones that said, yes, yeah, of course, I understand. We'll pay.
Yeah. They even said when they were here and for their training, by the way, that this is a no-brainer. Like, of course.
Everything is overly, like, because of the adjustments made after that conversation. Why I say October to now is because they doubled their price on everything. And then the day after they doubled their price, they doubled the amount of work they got.
Yeah.
Why? Because I understand, well, actually I don't understand, because again, if you're watching this far, you're probably not one of the little crybaby haters. You're probably wondering what's going to happen. If you raise your price, they'll pay it. You know who won't? The guy you don't want to work for. Guaranteed. The guy that's chiseling you. What do you think is going to happen at the end of the job? This is a person that had to like grind it up to get there to pay. But anyways, I don't want to like go off too far on that tangent, but they double the price. And what does that do? If you are a current person that's thinking about quitting your job to start a location, and you say, all right, well, I have to pay $5,000 to start up. I need to pay for ads, so I'm going to lose money the first couple months, right? How do I get my money back? And, you know, the only...
and on top of that, Bathtub Guys is saying, I need 10% of your sales.
Right, yeah.
The real breakthrough was
The royalty is that though.
Yeah.
It's 10%. One second, sorry. So the royalty being 10%, and so now I'm gonna go do a tub for $400. I'm gonna give you $40. I'm gonna spend $50 on the ad. I'm gonna spend $100 on material. I'm gonna spend $100 on the technician, and I'm gonna make $50. Like fuck that.
Exactly. The breakthrough.
What happens when it's $800?
That's the breakthrough. When I think
You're never gonna get $800 without him.
in the middle of the grind of like figuring out the best footing for this, I'm like, I've read these sales books, I'm educating myself, and I'm like, we need to tier this into, and these conversations we had about Miracle Method and how they do their, but like I was like,
Call any Miracle Method. You want to see a tub get done? $7.99. We are not coming to your house unless the job is $7.99.
and I was like, how do we really hone that in and almost guarantee a sale by putting it all out there? Mm-hmm. We offer a good, better, and best. So silver, diamond, gold, or silver, gold, diamond in that order. And we started doing it, and we're charging for less value of a product, $200 more with our gold package, which is the most popular.
Right.
Less warranty, less work, less liability. No warranty is basically our old commercial price, right? Mm-hmm. $400, and then our top tier, top of the line, $850 for a tub. And we're selling only gold and only diamond, and very rarely silver, which means we're doing less physical work, more jobs on the schedule, but less physical work, less material cost. Margins just fucking through the roof.
And so, what does that do for your emotional status too? You're not working for the guy that's chiseling and asking for these low prices. So the amount of customer headache calls is so much lower. Anyways, this is promoting work.
A couple months go by, and when Atlanta comes across my desk, it makes this way more attractive. Right. Because giving 10% of $850 is a night and day difference.
So the day that you told me about Atlanta signing on, you said I just sold a license location. And I said, like you said, I was like, well, is it even worth it to try that again? Like, I love it, but like, I'm looking out for you, man. Like, how are you gonna be able to like pay your trainers to train them, and then you're gonna do all this extra stuff? And he was like, no, I have a lot. Like, it wasn't just I'll figure it out. It was no, I figured it out. I charged them $5,000 for training so that I can afford to pay my technician. I can have everything all situated. I can give them material and all the equipment they need to start their company, all in one package, and they're ready to go. This company has savings. We did figure out how you can finance it. Like if you're in that spot, we have a plan for that. Just because you don't have $10,000 in cash, we can still make it work. Yep. You need good credit. Not gonna lie, you can't be credible and you don't have any savings. It's not for you, unfortunately. But build up your credit and you can do it. Anyways, you tell me this, and then you say, now that and we're just gonna charge just a flat 10% royalty, which is it's industry, like it's below industry standard. So now we don't own their company; it's theirs. We are protected with the licensing fee. We have all this to provide. And when I told the guy that, he jumped on it and said it's an absolute no-brainer. And that day, right after you explained that, I was like, this is exactly what we needed. And then I was like, dude, who's ripe for this job? The guy that's ripe for this job is the guy that was going to quit anyways, that we joke around about all the time. The reason spray guys can't be successful, or businesses, is because you train the tech and a year later they say, give me $40 an hour or I quit. Yeah. I'll start my own. Yeah. I was like, that guy wants it. He doesn't want a boss. He wants me. He wants me to say, dude, you're fucking up. He wants you to be me in this scenario.
He wants the tools.
I have nothing to do with this except I'll help. I'm helping.
Yeah.
That's it. I have something. I have stuff to provide, and that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're not going to tell none of the licensees are getting told what to do. It's your business. We're going to have coaching calls to help you grow, but at the end of the day,
it's on you.
You have to snap out of it and say, I want my business to flourish.
Yep.
You can only guide them to the door. You have to step through it, And the day you said that, though, you explained it, I was like, oh man, like I get it. We can do this. We have these people. Now that you've proven it and you sold one like this, that's when I had happened to run across an old friend that I know, and I mentioned it to them. And they instantly were like, the same thing as Atlanta. This is a no-brainer for me. I would love to take over South Carolina. And they, after another, this is before Atlanta even trained. They signed on and they were coming in a couple of weeks. We got that one. And that was when we broke through and we're like, you know what we need to do? We need to make more of this. We need to make videos. We need to make promotions. I have to step back in front of the camera, and I mean, a lot of the stuff that I'm posting is just silly stuff. But I'm like, I'm not doing it just like, I don't know. I'm not doing it to get followers. Like, I hope 50 people watch the stuff that I put out, but I hope it's the 50 people that I want to be like hanging out with at the next Bathtub Guys, whatever retreat. I hope 45 of them are those people, and I hope 5 of them are people that accidentally stumbled across the thing. So that was where we did that, and now I'm like, all right, well, let's promote to all these people. We'll get a lot of hate for it, but it's fine. Where do you think the best employees at Apple and Microsoft and every major company, what do you think they do? They just they watch somebody go through college and they're like, yeah, we'll give them a chance. No, they go to the other people and they say, I'll pay you double to come work here. Yeah. And that's essentially what we're saying to you guys. When we first, like the day we put out a video talking about we're done trying to convince old people that are in the industry that will never change. The day we put that out there for the world and said, if you're the number one guy at any one of these companies and you want to do your own location, or you work at Miracle Method and you want to be, you've now learned how to do it and you're underappreciated, you'll be very much appreciated here. You'll make 3 or 4 times as much money. You'll be able to spend time with your family. And when you fall into that little pit of despair, like we all do, you've done it. I did it recently. I did it over the end of December. I was woe is me about other nonsense. We all have it. But when you have a peer that's talking to you daily, weekly, and you can ask for advice and they see you struggling, like you see it, and then you outright come forward and say, can I help you with this? Like, we'll get through it, dude. Don't worry. That's why you want this. I wanted somebody to help me from the beginning. No one helped me. No one gave me money. No one gave me time of day. No one gave me shit. Like, I had to grind that shit from the ground all by myself. Sure. You're second generation here at Bathtub Guys, but your parents had a good life for you. It was, from my understanding, it was just a steady, like, yeah, my parents have decent business that did it. Like, we weren't poor, but we weren't rich.
It was lower middle class, right, but we got to live. We had.
You had heat. You had a house. Yeah. Like, and what happened when you decided to press play and Alex went, and Alex said, "Hey, I'll be the tech. I'll grind but I can't get, like, this is just my assumption of how he says it, but I can't like get jobs, but I'm willing to bet my body and huff paint if you can get the jobs for
It
it.
was something along the lines of, I think you're too smart for like a normal job. And if you applied yourself to this because you have good ideas, like I think we will end up just being rich or just at least having way better lives than anything else. So he was like, if you're willing to like come do it, I'll do the work. I already know how to do it. And he's like, you could just focus on getting sales.
Yeah.
And it took a little while, but we did it.
Bro, the startup for yours, right? The startup of actual Bathtub Guys, husband and wife team, right? Parents.
Yeah, my parents.
Like I said, husband and wife team starts it up. They live a normal, happy life. That's an option. You can that's kind of what I'm envisioning for our new South Carolina partners. They'll be coming to training next in about 2 weeks, probably around the time this starts. The team's gonna do great. I don't know, certain markets aren't huge. Certain people don't want to have 1 million employees. If if the wife runs the office portion and the husband is the technician, and they both function really well working together, and they grow strong enough to do what you guys did, there's multiple options, right? So his parents run the business, provide for their kids, have a nice, happy wife. They come along and say, I bet if you try real hard, you can get a bunch of work. And in the meantime, I'll do all the work while you try to figure it out. And hopefully we break through the wall and something good happens. And then what happened?
And then we broke through and it happened.
And
it was hard though. It was hard.
But his brother Alex is out there doing all the work, and he's you have two choices here. Alex can say, dude, I do all this hard work and you sit on your ass and just say that. He can just criticize, because you can say whatever you want. That's what they say about the guy behind the curtain. People will say that about me. People will say that about you. Oh, well, it must be nice to just be in Florida and sit around and hang out. Like you said, I'm up at 5, I'm grinding, I'm staying up until 2 a.m. doing video. I'm doing all this crap. So are you. We've had plenty of late night calls too. But he sees it and he believes in you and says, you know what, for a few years, we'll bet my body on this, we'll do this. I'm just gonna show up, I'm gonna get the work done, I'm going to provide the customer with the best experience. You need to find a way to get me out of this as soon as you can. But as long as it takes, I believe in you and I'm going to do that. And he grinds it out. And then what happens? You break through.
2.5 years later.
And then what happened to him, though, is kind of the point.
And now he leveled up into what my position was. But it was a big upgrade for him. He's getting paid better. He's getting paid way more than when he was a tech. We have 7 guys on the road. I'm now able to focus on big picture stuff to expand the brand even further, to put us in a position where he could do what I'm doing now, and then I'm moving on to even bigger picture shit.
That's what we're doing.
The chain of growth. But it happened for stuff like that, a husband and wife team would work, a couple brothers, a cousin, whatever, someone you can trust, because when you have people with roles, it's so much easier to make sure that one thing doesn't suffer in service of the other. When you're trying to do it all yourself, you can make it. You can make a great life for yourself. But to build something bigger than you, that's going to be around longer than you have to grind it. And in the beginning, I mean, dude, I would pay myself $250 every 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. Just so I can buy fast food.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the grind.
Yeah.
My brother, we lived though. We had enough to pay them the house, and we had enough to I had to pay him because he was doing the labor.
Yeah. I mean, that's what 2 young guys can do.
Yep.
By focusing on that, and then you break through, and and then at that point, that's when it's all right. We can afford to pay a technician, but if it's a husband and wife team or 2 friends or something like that, it's very important to not having. I mean, we've jumped to peers quite a lot, but having somebody you can bounce those ideas off, that's not the one that is the ultimate decision maker.
Is very
matters
helpful.
So much more than anything else.
Yep.
because at the end of the day, somebody has to be the boss, and the boss can't get advice from somebody that's not the boss. Like you can talk, like I can talk to my wife about anything, you can talk to yours, but at the end of the day, like you already know, like that fucking S level person is always like, you know, the elite superstar is always the one that's going to know. They're going to hear the music playing before anybody else, and they're going to be like, oh, I just got this weird feeling. I think, yeah, I better call this customer before something bad. Like, we get those intuitions, but you're going to, like, as your own business owner, being able to call and say, I just don't get it. I can't get commercial accounts. I went and talked to 40 people today, and I don't know, like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Like,
You're gonna get to talk to someone who's been there, done that.
to somebody that got rejected 40 times in a row, and maybe we can, you know, you can have the support of. We all know that talking to 100 people makes it, but when you get 80 friggin' no's in a row, how disheartening is it to go to number 81? You know. But number 81's $1 million contract.
And that's in this book, by the way, which shameless plug, but all these things, all these lessons that I've learned the hard way through struggle.
Yeah, dude.
I am putting it all in here. And you have a direct line to me. You saw me today earlier helping the Atlanta guys. They're killing it. They're fucking getting working.
Yeah, I wanted to say that too.
With I have the coaching call, but in the beginning, I am also going above and beyond to make sure that, like, I'm not gonna say no to helping you send out a $2,000 quote, bro. Like,
that's a big deal. Started later. We started 15 minutes later than we wanted to on this, literally because a confusing quote came in. It was an expensive quote.
Yep.
From the first, like, Atlanta trained in December. It didn't make sense to run ads over Christmas. You're not gonna. It's not a good time. Anyway, we'll explain. But
yeah. Second week of January, they
started running the ads in January, and this is right before I came down. And my nonstop, I have no affiliation with Atlanta aside from I want to help promote every Bathtub Guys location. I want to make video. I want to promote all of you guys. But like that's all I can do to help you is promote you and promote him. But nonstop from the day he turned the ads on, I asked maybe 7 times a day, have they gotten any jobs booked yet? Have they gotten any jobs booked yet? Because I genuinely care. Again, because this is all community based for me, but I don't want them to be disheartened today. Yeah. Like day one, they're barely spending any money on ads, and it's a brand new startup that just listed it, and I'm like, oh, please let them book a job today so that they can start on a high. And we talked about a couple of the other locations, you know, having quick starts and having slow starts.
It takes a couple weeks. I like it this way better, though. And we do have to end it here soon because we're getting up there in time. But I do like it this way better, though, because for me, it's like right when they start to think it's not working is when it blows up. It's a rule. It's like, I remember when Julian launched Jacksonville, and it was a quick start, and Texas seemed like, what the fuck's going on? We turned the ads on, and it's like, what the hell? And then a week goes by, and it's like, Texas. Oh, and by the way, $350,000 in invoice work in 6 months because it just took some time. But your microphone, it literally shut off. Here, you can talk into this one.
But dude, we're now 1 week after that right now. I've still been hounding you and asking every day. The last 2 days that I've physically been here, what did you do? You just pulled it up and you were like, look, booking. We're a week in and they have, I don't know, they have 6 jobs booked, 3 days into ads. This is their first full week and the schedule is pretty much full. And then you were spending a little bit doing a $2,000 quote for them. So, you know, what more can you say? Like, but that's what I cared about. I'm like, I need them to do well, and they are. Yeah. So it's just something for everybody to know. Like, in a week, they make money.
1 to 2 weeks, and it's going to start to work for you. And it really just depends on the market. It really just depends on the market. But we got to leave it there. Patrick's microphone died, unfortunately. Camera angles are not where they're supposed to be. We're losing it. So, but we appreciate you guys coming through. Hope you guys had an interesting, got some interesting information out of this podcast. And thanks again, Pat, for coming through. It's always a pleasure. And I think that you're going to be really fucking pleased about what we got cooking with this stuff. It's going to be a fun year.
Guys, if you stayed in this and you actually, like, if you stayed in it and watched it and made it like this far, write a comment and let us know if you want me to be on a lot more of them or if you want Danny to do them by himself. We've talked about it, and we literally want to do like kind of before, after, and then like updates of new locations, in addition to like saying some stories and some fun stuff that's going on. But we would love to share all these ones. But if you want me to be on it more frequently, I will be. But you guys have to tell us. If you're listening, write a comment, write to us, send us messages. If you're interested in a location, you can talk to me, you can talk to Danny. But that's all I really have to say. I appreciate you guys and thank you.
All right, guys. Again, technical difficulties. One of the microphones died, battery. But again, you can reach out. All right. So for me, if you want to get in contact with me for a location, you be your Bathtub Guys Refinishing Academy, and you become a Bathtub Guys licensee. 689-271-9934 is my phone number. You can text me. You can WhatsApp me. You can do whatever. You can also email us, service@bathtubguys.com. But just keep in mind, the email for that will change soon, because we're going to have an email dedicated to licensing. But yeah, that's it for now. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.
You've been listening to the Bathtub Refinishing Podcast. If you liked what you heard, be sure to keep up with the Bathtub Guys on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, or visit bathtubguys.com for more. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.